Hi everyone, I'm author Laura Ranger and I am so excited to share my new book, Royalty, with you. This has been a challenge to write at times, but I so love this character, Rain. And I will give you a heads up, there will be other books to follow. Today I'm going to read to you from chapter 5. I'm going to read chapter 5 to you, but don't worry, it's short, but it gives you a sense of what she has to deal with throughout this book, and I will tell you it's minor compared to the rest. Okay. Rain returned to her dorm room with a sense of renewal, ready to better deal with her roommate's nastiness. She came bearing gifts this time, hoping she would not get such a chilly reception. Rain held out the box of pastries from the baker to Becca with a big smile. "I feel like we may have gotten off on the wrong foot. I'm so sorry if it was something I did or said. I'd really like us to be friends. I brought a box of mouth-watering pastries from the baker in town to share." Becca snatched the box from Rain's hand without so much as a word and headed out the door. "Hey, that was to share. Where are you going?" Becca was long gone by the time Rain got to the door and looked down the hall. Rain didn't know how much more of this nastiness she could take. There was no good reason for being so ugly. Rain went back to her room and slammed the door behind her. She huffed as she put her few new things away and fumed at the behavior of these people on this campus. Rain's mind was working overtime, trying to think of a way to afford a room in town so she wouldn't be stuck living a miserable existence with the likes of Becca and her gang of antisocial misfits. As good as she felt when she returned to campus, she was knocked back down for no good reason. She had to get out of this room to at least clear her head. Rain stormed out of her room, down the hall, down the stairs, and out the front door, without even attempting to acknowledge anyone she passed. That was so unlike her. But she was way beyond caring anymore. She had no idea where she was going, just that she needed fresh air. As she was blindly marching her way across campus and stewing, she became aware of rhythmic vocals off to her left. All she could see there was the edge of the woods that bordered the side of the campus and she didn't see any paths. She thought twice about approaching the sound, but her curiosity had the best of her. She crept toward the voices. She knew she was getting closer because the sounds were getting louder, but she still couldn't see anyone. Rain tried to step carefully to not announce her intrusion. She tried to make out words to the chanting, but it was impossible. It sounded like they were speaking another language. Rain got close enough to make out figures, but she couldn't tell whose figures they were. The tension in her was building until she thought she'd explode. Considering how she'd been treated so far, she knew if she was discovered, she probably wasn't going to get a very warm welcome. However, her interest was as great as her fear, and it appeared to be winning out over her trepidation. She crept slowly closer until she could see there were 6 people standing in a circle, holding their hands together up in the air above their heads, with something in their hands. Their eyes were closed while they chanted some foreign words together over and over. What were they doing, she wondered. As she continued to peer at them, they suddenly stopped. All opened their eyes and looked in her direction. She quickly darted behind a large tree that she was standing beside. "Please don't come over here, please don't come over here," she said over and over in her head as she stood rigidly still against the tree trunk. She heard whispers but couldn't make out the words. Then there were shuffles along the forest floor, indicating they were leaving. Her only prayer was they were not coming in her direction. She maintained her position for a long time after she heard the last footsteps. After what seemed like an eternity, she stepped out from behind the tree. Oh no, busted. There in front of her was a guy she had never seen before, staring at her. He looked normal. He had on jeans, a t-shirt, and sneakers. He didn't appear to have any tattoos or piercings. He was average height and weight, brown, tousled hair with hazel eyes. Everything about him screamed normal to the point of boring, except the look of anger on his face. "Oh, hey," Rain stammered anxiously. He said nothing and continued to stare at her in anger. She giggled nervously and opened her mouth to speak again, but suddenly there was a piercing pain shooting through her head. She grabbed at her temples and doubled over until she fell to her knees on the ground. She rolled on her side, clutching her head, begging for all she was worth. "Please make it stop." The pain suddenly subsided. The pain suddenly subsided as quickly as it came on. She rolled to her back and looked up, but he was gone. She never heard him leave. She lay there for a few moments, just grateful for relief from the torture. She made her way back to her room and flopped down on her bed, with her arm tossed across her eyes. What just happened to me? Rain thought. She had no idea. She fell asleep, running it all through her mind over and over, never coming up with a rational answer. I do hope you enjoyed that reading, and I do hope it enticed you enough to want you to get your own copy. And you can get it at our website at foundationsbooks.net. Thank you.